Today we are going to give you tips, tricks, and hacks to move more. Now, I originally wanted to call this the lazy man's way to move. I did. Because I was like, this is the lazy man's way to actually get a couple more steps, to actually move and get activity. And I was all excited about it. But then I'm like, no, I don't want this to be a substitute for real activity. This is something that's actually on top of exercise. It's above and beyond. So I didn't want to call it the lazy man's exercise. I know, I really wanted the lazy man's exercise. But it is not exercise. This is movement. This is extra movement that's going to help you get more fit, more active. Now, if you don't exercise at all, these are actually great ways for you to start because it's going to help build you up. It's going to help get you moving a little bit. But if you're already exercising, these are ways that you can actually get a little bit extra movement. So it's good for everybody. Number one, and it's a basic one that anybody can do, and it's the one that's most commonly talked about. When you're going into a store or the mall or wherever, park at the far end of the parking lot. Park way out there. Park out in Egypt. Timbuktu. And then walk yourself into the store. Walk it. Seriously. You don't need to be scanning for the best parking spot. Now, I admit, I get a parking spot up front. I'm like, yeah, look at that. But on that note, I shouldn't even be looking for the parking spots up front. Should always be looking at the back. Just go ahead and park in the back. Number one, it's going to save you gas because you're not going to be circling around looking for a good parking spot. But number two, all those extra steps are going to be on your body. Your body is moving, and movement is good. Walk yourself there. Don't drive it. Walk it. I used to work for a big corporation that had a very large parking lot. It was not a parking garage, so it was spread out. And I had a coworker who was overweight. And she would circle the parking lot for a long time. As in, like, she would come into work late because she was always circling for a really good parking spot. She would not walk. Plain and simple, she would not walk. But then she would come inside and she'd be sitting there going like, I'm trying to lose weight, Mary Fran. I always wanted to look at her and they're like, well, then walk from the back of the parking lot. It's not going to kill you. It's going to be good for you. And it will help you lose weight. She never did. She would just circle. Circle, circle, circle until she got it. It actually was kind of a joke with everybody else because we're like, hey, there she goes, circling again. Walk. She should have been walking. Those extra steps would have counted up to something. Every step you take is one step closer to your health goals. Walk. Walk from the back of the parking lot. It's a good thing. Number two is kind of like in the same vein. But if you go to the mall, don't take the elevator. Don't take the escalator. Take those darn stairs. Walk up the stairs. Seriously. It's good for you. It's good for your heart. It's good for your health. It's good for your muscles. And you're burning more calories than if you're just standing in an elevator. Now, I know some places it's harder to find the steps. Some hospitals, steps are not really the commonplace. With the job I have right now, the building we were in when I first started there, and when I was still at the office, yeah, we had steps. And I took them to the 9th floor. At least once a day. Sure, they weren't as easy to find, but they were there. Take the steps. Build up those muscles in your legs. People actually pay to do step aerobics. You can just take the steps on your own. There you go. You got a workout. And you never know when you might need to climb a lot of steps. Take me, for example. We went to New River Gorge a couple years back, and we went to the Kmore Mine Trail, which has 800 plus steps. That's a lot of steps. It's like a 50-story building that you go down and then you have to climb back up. Good for my heart, good for my soul. Great exercise. Number four, stand up as much as possible. If you do a desk job, get a stand-up desk and stand up for part of your day. A couple months ago, I read the book Built to Move, and I reviewed it up here. This book was life-changing, and it actually talked about different stats and how sitting is bad for us. So stand up. Stand up. Walk in place. And furthermore, I was looking at stats. For someone that's sitting playing the guitar, they're burning about 30 calories every 10 minutes. If you stand up and play your guitar, you're burning about 60. The only difference is between sitting and standing, and it's about 20-25 calories every 10 minutes. Well, by my calculation, that's about 100-150 calories every hour. Extra just by standing. Small drop, but you know what? It adds up. Number 4 is delivery. Now, I understand delivery is convenient. I mean, I order pizza delivery. I order stuff to have it delivered to my house. I get it. It is convenient. It's wonderful to go ahead and shop at home and then it just magically appears at your door. It's fabulous. But every time I order delivery, I'm actually walking maybe, 10 steps to the door to pick it up? If I went to the store, I'd be walking, 1,000 steps? I'd be stretching to get things off the top shelf. I'd be twisting, I'd be turning, I'd be pushing. I'd be doing so much more. My body would be moving a whole lot more than me just sitting at the window waiting for the delivery guy. Move. Convenience always isn't the healthiest. Sure, it's nice. Sure, it's convenient. It's handy. But is it healthy? Not necessarily, because you can get a little bit extra movement by doing it yourself. Last but not least is stand up and move during the commercial breaks. I know, we're all gonna watch TV. It just happens. It's part of our life. And if you're one that doesn't have a TV, kudos to you. But I know that most of you have a TV, especially since you're watching this. And it would be very, very easy for you to sit back and say, you know what? It's a commercial break. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to walk in place. Oh, it's a commercial break. I'm going to pick up my dumbbells and lift some weights. Use the commercial breaks. There's set amounts. You know you're not going to be doing something for forever. It's a short break. Do it. Just go ahead and do it. Move during that break. Even standing versus sitting, as I already said, is going to earn you a couple extra calories. Walk in place, jog in place, stretch, lift weights, do something. Move your body during those breaks. For a bonus, walk in place the whole way through the show. Years ago, I was training for a bike ride. I was going to be doing a long distance bike ride with a friend, and I knew I needed miles on my body. I needed my legs to be ready to ride this bike. And so I was riding my bike outside. I also got an exercise bike that I put in the living room, dead on with the TV. And I made a rule that if I was going to be watching TV, I had to be on the bike. Plain and simple. So I personally amended that to be an hour on the bike. I had to do at least an hour to watch TV. But I started out by saying if I was going to watch TV, if it was a 2-hour movie, I needed to ride for 2 hours. And I did it. I made myself move the whole time. I have heard a story about somebody that rigged up their exercise bike and their TV, that they powered their TV with their exercise bike. I don't know how, but if they wanted to watch TV, they had to ride their bike because the TV wouldn't work otherwise. Do what you need to do, but get up and move. At the very least, on the commercial breaks. You know what? It's the little things that are going to add up. All of these things may seem like a little teeny tiny drop in the bucket. But every time a drop goes in that bucket, it's getting fuller and fuller and fuller. All of these little drops will add up to be great things. It's about getting your body to move every chance you get. I mean, I should be sitting here like this while I'm talking. Would that drive you crazy? It would drive me crazy. But just remember, small things still equal up to be great results. No excuses.